morsel of the national budget came from the people and should benefit the people. That's how the lower house sees it. That's why lawmakers want to ensure through their deliberations that every peso is well spent and does not go to waste. Clazel Pardilia has the full story.
The House Committee on Appropriations has officially commenced its hearing on the proposed national budget for 2025. The budget presented reached 6.352 trillion pesos, reflecting an increase of over 10% compared to last year's budget of 5.7 trillion pesos. House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez assured the public that Congress will carefully review every detail of the proposed budget to ensure that every peso is utilized for the benefit of Filipinos.
Malinaw ang misyon natin sa pag-aaral ng 2025 budget. Ibabalik natin lahat sa mga Pilipino ang buwis na nakukolekta sa pamagitan ng mga programa at proyektong may pakinabang sila. Titiyakin natin na ang serbisyo ng gobyerno ay para sa lahat. Sabay-sabay ang pag-angat. Walang mahuhuli, walang maiwan.
The Development Budget Coordination Committee presented a proposed budget highlighting the largest allocation is earmarked for the education sector. This funding is intended to sustain and enhance the provision of free education under the Universal Access to Quality Education Initiative. Following the education sector, significant investments will be made in infrastructure projects aiming to boost national development. The budget also includes provisions for expanding health benefits and improving the welfare of the poorest and most vulnerable Filipinos. This will be achieved through continued support under the Pantawid Pamilya Pilipino program and the government's Zero Hunger program. That is why questions have been raised regarding whether the allocated funding for the food stamp program is sufficient to effectively reduce incidents of hunger.
We have 104 billion pesos for subsidies. Based on the latest data, Madam Chair, we have 4,311,326 household beneficiaries. So assuming that they receive 25,000 each, if you multiply that to the total amount of beneficiaries, that would give us 107.7 billion pesos. So there might be a possibility that we might encounter another budget deficit.
There were queries also on whether the financial aid provided to beneficiaries of the 4 Ps will be increased to alleviate the impacts of inflation.
Our President has directed the DSWD, PSA, and NEDA to examine the possibility of adjusting the cash assistance provided. Kung magkano po ang recommended cash grants?
An increase from 2,850 to 3,550. And that takes care of the inflation. The adjustment will be made in 2026.
The proposed budget for the agriculture sector stands at 211 billion pesos. This allocation is intended to boost food production and make essential goods more affordable. However, this budget amount has been reduced, which concerns some lawmakers.
Largely due to the lower subsidy to NIA, which declined by 27.7 billion.
Kailangan ng pondo ng agricultural sector, lalo na dumaan yung El Nino, matinding El Nino. Irrigation pa yung nawala, di ba? Tas La Nina, ngayon, dumadaan tayo. Kung kinakailangan natin i-beef up ang agri, kailangan talaga natin maglaan ng pondo dito.
The proposed 70 billion pesos set aside for increasing government employees' salaries has come under scrutiny. The allocation, however, does not extend to job order and contract of service employees.
Nagkakaroon lagi ng discrimination in terms of doon sa mga regular employees and the JOs and COS. Sila na naman ang walang salary increase. Okay? Yung medical na sinasabi, medical allowance sa 7,000, yung ginagampanan nitong mga COS na ito at JOs ay hindi yan iba sa ginagampanan na trabaho ng ating mga regular employees.
To ensure the allocated funds are effectively used and promptly spent, the Department of Budget and Management has committed to an expedited budget release and fast-track procurement processes. House Speaker Romualdez has promised to ensure the funds will be put to good use to contribute to the country's development and deliver tangible benefits to the Filipino people.
Malinaw ang direksyon ng budget natin sa taong 2025. Siguruhin ang patuloy na pag-angat at paglakas ng ekonomiya. Tiyaking natin makikinabang ang lahat ng Pilipino sa pag-unlad na ito at patibayin ang mabuting pamamahalaan para sa kabutihan ng lahat.
Kalezal Pardilla for the new and better Philippines.